We are live. We are live. It's Saturday morning and we are live. This morning on the Huddle, we're going to be talking about live streaming. Not just live streaming, but we need to kind of go back to the basics, especially for those who are just starting out and are live streaming for the first time and they have that pain point in their life where they feel like, man, I don't know if I can do this. If I live stream, I'm not going to have anyone to watch my live streams. No one's going to be interested in what I have to say. Well, even us who have been live streaming for a minute on these content streets have been dealing with that same type of pain point where we feel like when we go live, is anyone going to watch what we have to say? Well, if that's you this morning, this live stream masterclass is for you. So do me a favor, grab yourself a cup of coffee, huddle up. It's time for the Huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to welcome you to the show. This morning, we're going to be talking about live streaming for the first time, or live streaming and you've been doing it for a minute, but you just have those live streams where you just look at the viewer count and you say, man, no one's watching me. Is this resonating to anyone? Does anyone care? Well, sometimes we need to kind of go back to the basics and remember what we first started to do when we were live streaming with no audience. So we're going to talk about that this morning and really get into why we need to get back to the fundamentals and be able to live stream even when we have no audience, but we're live streaming to 1,000 viewers who are watching us. Hey, if you're watching me on YouTube this morning, do me a favor. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. If you're a part of Team Live or Team Replay, if you catch the replay, let us know in the comments section. And already we see in the chat the team captain for Team Live this morning, Mr. Ash Boland, all the way from London, who's joining us this morning. We say good morning to you, sir. And if those of you who are just coming on, who are getting the notifications, let us know if you're Team Live by hashtag Team Live, or when you check the replay out, hashtag Team Replay. So let's fire up the stream. Get the stream fired up, and let's get into this masterclass. How to live stream with no audience. Hey, newsflash. If you're doing this for the first time, and if you don't have a slamming email list of over 1,000 people, and if you don't have a posse or crew of people online through your social media pages, newsflash, you're going to probably live stream and no one is going to be watching. But don't let that discourage you. You wanted to live stream, you wanted to get into online video because you feel you have something important to say. And just because no one is watching doesn't minimize or to say that what you have to say is not important. It's just the simple fact that no one is aware that you're online yet. And so you got to be able to say, despite it all, I'm going to go ahead and get out here and share this message on content creation or content marketing or podcasting. I'm going to share this message about YouTube tips and strategies. And even if no one is watching, and if it says 0, I still feel that I have something that's worth to add to the conversation. And so how do you do this? How do you get back to the basics? Because sometimes we do it for a minute and we kind of forget the basics. How do we do it? Well, tip number one. Okay, there we go. Can we get it clicking? Okay, there we go. Okay, well, what did we go? We jumped all the way to tip number 2. Tip number 1, we have to appreciate the times when we're first going live for the first time. You got to appreciate those times. those times where we're just getting online for the first time, going live. Now, I'm not talking about uploading videos, because we do agree when you upload videos or pre-record videos, it's a lot different when you are live streaming versus doing those others or doing shorts, because you have the potential to interact with people. And so that in itself is a different dynamic that can be exciting, that can be challenging, and sometimes can even be fearful to some people. But through it all, you have to appreciate those times when you didn't know everything about stream decks, and you didn't know about ATM minis, and you didn't know about the Rodecaster 2. You didn't know about the equipment and the tech. You just wanted to live stream, and appreciating those times of doing that helped you to begin to discover your voice, helped you to begin to be yourself, helped you to be yourself without you feeling anyone judging you. You just wanted to share your message. And that's what encouraged you. That's what encouraged me to be able to live stream, even if no one was watching us. We got to be ourselves. The second thing, when we're appreciating the times of just starting out in live streaming, is we have to begin the journey of finding our creative passion. What makes us tick creatively? What causes the passion on the inside of us to burn, that even when we lay our heads down in the pillow and we say, now I lay myself down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep, and if I die before I wake, I pray that the Lord my soul he take. But while you laying your head down, that creative fire and passion is burning on you, because you're thinking about the next live stream. You're thinking about the next piece of content you want to go live with. That creative passion that you begin to discover, like you're on a treasure hunt. And so we have to appreciate those times for when we first go live. And then thirdly, we have to begin the journey of learning and developing new skills. Let's be honest, content creators, learning how to live stream, being able to use two monitors, being able to use a stream deck and do a presentation, these all take skills that we have to develop. The good news is the potential is in us to be able to do it, no matter how young, or no matter how younger from an age standpoint we may be, because we have the new skills. We just have to tap into that potential to develop those skills. And so being able to live stream when there's no one watching all begins in appreciating that first time when you're going live. Already we see in the chat a part of Team Live. We want to say good morning to our auntie of live streaming, Miss Denise Jordan. This and that with Denise. Good morning, ma'am. We want to appreciate you. And Ash says 100%, 100%. We need to go back and appreciate when we are going live for the first time. We're not caught up in about views. We're not caught up into subscribers. We're not caught up in about the YouTube analytics. We are just so excited for the first time, like a kid on Christmas morning. Soon as it hit 12:01, we don't let people even get into a good night's sleep. 12:01 hits, we run downstairs and say, hey, look, you can have the cookies and the milk, Santa, for those of you who like to do those things. And I want to be able to go live on the computer. I got something to say. I have something I want to add to the conversation about the topic I want to share online. And that's what helps us not to get discouraged when we don't have a lot of viewers or that viewer count says zero. I am appreciative to those of you who are in the chat who felt, hey, look, it's 11 o'clock Eastern time, or whatever your time zone is, and I want to get up and engage and not just watch the huddle, but get a pen and a pad and take some notes by being a part of the huddle. And so that helps me to understand that this principle is true, to appreciate the times when it was just the dress rehearsal, when no one else was watching. No one else was watching when you would, like, if for those of us who are parents and we have children that are in recitals and in charm and in dance and playing sports, our young people had to go through those periods and times of learning to practice when there was no audience cheering their name. Our children had to learn how to practice when there was no crowd clapping for them as they begin to do their number or begin to play the piano before the audience. It's those times when no one is watching that we really need to appreciate the most, because it helps us to bring us back from the creative fog of discouragement, the creative fog of saying that, hey, look, I'm tired. I want to give up. I'm tired. This is not working. This seems like YouTube only favors individuals in a different dynamic and a different age and a different niche, and they don't care about my content. But that's the farthest from the truth. They all had to go down this journey of appreciating and learning for the first time. Tip number 2: not only do we have to appreciate the time, but in those times that we are just learning to live stream, we need to learn how to make audience based content, not self content, what we feel like we do kind of start out the gate and start making some self-based content. But I like the way Gary Vaynerchuk said in a video interview that I watched many years ago with Benji Travis and Sean Cannell on Video Influencers. He talked about that, yes, you do go through that period of making selfish content, but as you start to really begin to get into YouTube and you begin to understand how YouTube works and how YouTube wants to put our content before people and getting them to watch, and then not only to get them to watch, but to get them to watch more of our content. And then after they watch more of our content, they want to share with more people, and they want those people to watch more of our content, to stay on YouTube more. It requires us to shift from selfish content to audience based content. It requires us to shift from selfish content to selfless content, audience based content. And if that's the same thing for uploading videos, I believe it's the same thing for live streaming. It's the same thing for podcasting. It's the same thing even when you're writing a blog, and it's the same thing when you're repurposing content. So you have to make audience-based content that's going to help equip someone. And over this last 3 months, I've really been making a focus since I accepted the challenge from the Huddle community to say, hey, look, as much as we appreciate you bringing on guests, we don't come for the guests. We come for you, Walter. We want to be able to engage and partake of more solo-based content from you. And so that challenged me to say, okay, I have to make audience-based content that is solo that will help equip the Huddle community. So that way, when they make their content, they are equipped to make audience-based content themselves. Not only equip them, but to also educate, be able to provide tips and tools that will help educate us on how to be better creators, to help us to be able to be able to broaden our reach, our impact, and income through online video. Not only educate, but also to entertain. And so, whether if we are providing education-based content or entertaining content where people have had a very stressful day and they just want to just pull away from all the drama that is in this world. They want to turn the television on, but they don't want to turn it on to the news. They don't want to turn it on to a violent program of television. They have a smart television where they can go to YouTube and watch this and that with Denise Jordan. They can go on their smart television and watch Content Marketing Hub with Ash Boland. They want to be able to go on their smart HD television and pull up YouTube and find entertainment that is audience-based content that will get them to watch more and more and more. And that's all part of the process of what we're learning to do. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this discussion this morning on how to live stream when there is no audience watching you when you're live streaming, do me a favor. Click the like button, smash the like button by clicking the thumbs up. Share this on your favorite social media channel. And if you're watching me for the first time here on this Huddle Masterclass, do me a favor, just like Ash and just like Denise, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Just in the chat and say, hey, Walter, I'm such and such. I'm from Michigan. I'm from New York. I'm from Arizona. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. And if you're a part of Team Replay, who's catching the replay, Team Replay, the crew, the posse, those of you who will be watching us, get into suggested and on the homepage of other YouTube channels, give me a hashtag Team Replay. Tip number 3, how do you live stream when you don't have an audience? Well, it's simple. Learning the art of engagement. I'm a movie person, Huddle community. There's a lot of movies that I've watched and I really enjoy watching over from time to time. One of the movies that I really enjoy watching is Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down is a Jerry Bruckheimer movie that is based on some life events of the military going over to Somalia to help with a Somalia civil war crisis. And one of the things that they talk about in the beginning of the movie is they're trying to help those that are being impacted by the movie, is providing, food for those who are being impacted by war, because war unfortunately impacts and impoverishes a third world country like Somalia in the movie, and they are desperate for food. But then there are other individuals who are part of the enemy's side, where they want to keep the people oppressed. And so you see this U.S. Black Hawk helicopter flying over and observing what's going on. And at one point, they want to be able to try to help the individuals because they're being fired upon by the enemy. But they are reminded, we are not being engaged by the enemy. And so as a result, we can't engage them. We can't engage them. And so it talks about the art of engagement in war. Well, we need to learn the art of engagement when it comes to YouTube and being able to reach out to the viewer. We need to learn the art of engagement in creating content creation through uploading videos, doing pre-recorded videos, doing shorts. We need to learn the art of engagement when it comes to podcasting. We need to learn the art of engagement to be able to engage our audience. What are some of the ways that we learn to engage the audience? Well, we acknowledge those that we see that are in our live stream, like we did this morning. And so one particular individual who I want to engage, who has joined us this morning, is AJ, the CEO, who's checking us out this morning. Being able to engage those that we've had an opportunity to collaborate with in the past, and then they join us from their out of their schedule, their busy schedule, and so we engage them and say, we want to say good morning to AJ and say, hey man, we really appreciate it. Then we want to engage Sammy the Superstar, learning to engage. But you say, well, Walter, I don't have an audience. I don't have an audience to engage. Begin to get into the practice of engaging, communicating, and say, hey, look, if you're watching me on YouTube, or if you're watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, if you're multi-streaming, hey, let me know where you're watching from. That this is engagement. Let me know if you're a part of Team Live, or if you're going to be watching this on the replay, Team Replay. All of this is learning the art of engagement. Not only to learn the art of engagement, but learning to be able to respond to questions, that maybe you're going to have a Q&A session, and you want to be able to provide an opportunity to be able to answer questions or respond to comments. Learn the art of engagement. Learn the art of engagement. And as you begin to learn the art of engagement, when you do begin to get viewers, then you begin to learn to engage. And don't let, if you are a person who has a visual impairment, where you can't really see the comments that well, don't let that stop you in learning to do the art engagement. If you go into the top right part of your Google browser, if you use Google, there are 3 buttons and they say zoom. You can make the screen bigger for you so that you can see the comments better. So that way the people who have taken the time out their schedule to watch you live, so that you can provide audience-based content, you can be able to respond to them. So don't let a visual impairment, or don't let the fear of a speech impediment that you have stop you from learning the art of engagement. And if you do that, then you're going to appreciate the time when you were live streaming, when you didn't have any viewers, and before you know it, people are going to start to join you. And you begin to value them for them taking time out their schedule to watch you. And then finally, ask questions. Ask questions, and not just a closed-ended question, but an open-based question that leads to more conversation. More conversation within the chat, amongst those that are in the chat. Open-based questions that will also be able to make the live stream interactive. And a fourth way, a bonus tip, and being able to learn the art of engagement, even sometime saying, hey, look, if you're interested in coming on the live stream, putting the link where someone can join you on the live stream and answer their questions live. And then by you doing that, the audience sees that and they say, hey, look, I saw what they did with Sammy the Superstar by bringing him on. Hey, look, maybe I want to end next week and ask and do the same thing. Learn the art of engagement, and the art of the engagement is going to help you to start seeing your viewership grow. So tip number 4, learning the live stream when you don't have viewers. Respect your lurkers. Respect your lurkers. You said, my lurkers? Yeah, we all have them when we live stream. And it's interesting, on some other platforms, when you watch a person's live stream or another person's social media, sometimes it gives the person who's doing the live stream, though you haven't even put a comment and say, hey, I'm here, they already know you're there, and they just call your name out. Well, doing that, what I've learned, sometimes that can be a turnoff to a person, because all they wanted to do was just kind of check out the live stream, but they didn't really want to be acknowledged. And now you go out and you call their name without really letting them know that you were going to do that. And maybe they just wanted to stay there without being known that they were in watching you. Then they stop watching. And so we have to kind of be sensitive that there are some people who just want to be lurkers and watch. Who are the lurkers? It's the first time viewer who's watching you for the first time, and they've stumbled across your live stream. Then there's the returning viewer, like my man, the bearded Linus guy. What's up, my man? What's up? Good morning. I'm glad you're a part of Team Live. There's the returning casual viewer who maybe shows up this week. And bearded viewer, bearded Linus. I'm just using you as an example. But then they don't show up in the chat for the next couple of weeks because they just want to just kind of they check some things out, but then they just didn't want to come on. But then there's a third lurker, and I don't want to refer them as a lurker, but they're the online listener. The online listener who's listening to you because they're cleaning out their basement, but they have you on their mobile device and they're listening to your live stream show. They have you on their tablet, but they're listening to your podcast. And so respect your lurkers. Respect your online viewer who is watching you. Respect them. Just because they're not in the chat and engaging does not mean that they are not interested in your content. They're there, but they're just right now, they just don't want to engage. And that's all part of growing your viewership. But if you take the position, oh, no one's in the chat and no one's listening to watching what I have to say, well, then now you got to check your motivation and say, well, why are you doing this? Are you just doing this just to be seen? Are you doing this just to want attention? Are you acting like a little 2-year-old and you want some attention and you start crying for a bottle? You want a bottle? No one's watching my live streams. No one will get into the chat. No one get in the chat and tell me where they're watching me from. You want a bottle? Hey, it's okay. If you want a bottle, then go get yourself a bottle. Warm your little bottle of milk, and then have it here at the thing. And when you have those moments, then go ahead and get you a squig of milk and keep it moving. What's up, Ken? I didn't realize you were watching me on your other channel until Ash made the comment. Ken, the content coach, aka the bearded Linus guy. So it's all about learning to grow as a live streamer. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream this morning, do me a favor, smash the like button, punch the like button, punch it, just, punch it. It's like a little punching bag, and hit that thumbs up for me. Share this on your favorite social media channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to the Huddle YouTube channel, do me a favor. We are committed to you to help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video. And if you click the alert notification, you will be alerted when we go live or when we upload a repurposed content of video. And so if that's what you're looking for, we want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel this morning. Let me just kind of go here. See some great comments here in the comments. Now we're talking about engaging. So we're going to engage. Denise says, haha, Walter, you are too funny. Well, I'm trying with the comedy part, but she says, being truthful, we have all occasionally had those moments where we just, nobody's watching my live stream. You need your diaper changed? I understand. I've been there. And I'm talking about those moments even when you are not on air, when you still want a bottle and you're like, wait a minute, it's 3 days and this video only got 40 views with the previous live stream got over 500 views. Oh, nobody wants to watch my replay. You want a bottle. You need your bottle. You need your diaper changed. I understand. I've been there. Wore 3 t-shirts, had a couple of Pepsis or Colas, and a big bag of Dorito chips with it. So, hey, don't let it discourage you. We all go through the process. Tip number five. Tip number five, don't forget about team replay. As you get more into live streaming, and especially those who are part of Team Live, from AJ to Ken to Denise and those of you who are just watching us, maybe because you're working, you will come to understand that the majority of your views are going to come from those of Team Replay. And so just because you have the online viewer who can't engage in the chat, maybe they will go back and watch the replay. And I really appreciate shout out to our auntie Denise. She will, from time to time, she'll reach out to me on YouTube and say, "Hey, look, I'm back. I need to go back and watch this live stream again. You said some great nuggets." So you got to appreciate team replay, where those will go back and watch the replay, maybe for not only the first time, but the second time. And that's why I'm learning it's important to put YouTube chapters in your live stream. Now, if you're a person who wants to do an hour-long live stream, if you're a person who wants to do a 2-hour live stream, well, hey, look, if you don't have the credibility and if you are not an expert authority on the topic that someone is looking for, where they're willing to commit and watch you for 2 hours, then you better start putting some YouTube chapters in, because then that gives them, the viewer of team replay, the option of being able to kind of watch bits and pieces of your content. And then when the time permits, they can go back and watch the video, the replay, in its entirety. And so having YouTube chapters is a great YouTube tip strategy to be able to help with replay viewers. Chapters is something that even, TubeBuddy, if you have TubeBuddy, even TubeBuddy now has made it a part of their list, where when you put the chapters in, they'll give you a checklist and say, "Hey, look, don't forget your pin comment. Don't forget to put your end screens. Don't forget to put your end card. Put the chapters in." The chapters are going to help with your replay viewers. And so you want to be able to do that. And that's going to help get you more views. That's going to help you get more views with the chapters. AJ says chapters are a must. Yes, I agree with you totally. They are a must for us as live streamers, because it's going to. What I'm finding is I've been doing chapters on previous live streams that I've done. As I went back and checked my analytics, I began to see that a large amount of replay viewership came from a result of that live stream being put into suggested. Being put into suggested, where it was being viewed by people not just in the US, but being viewed by people in Indonesia, viewed by people in India. And I'm like, oh wow, man, I'm Mr. Worldwide, like my man, the artist, Mr. Worldwide. Now that I'm getting being able to have the opportunity to be put people in other countries, but the chapters are playing an important part to that. And so if YouTube isn't encouraging it, and TubeBuddy, which this is not sponsored by, but if you use that third-party tool in helping you to be able to rank more in search, it's going to help you with your replay viewership. So don't forget about Team Replay. Team Replay, the crew, the posse, the online squad, who will help you getting your live stream replay viewership viewed by more people. So don't forget the crew, the squad, the online posse. I like that. Summary time. So before we do summary time, hey, if you're getting great value, like our dear auntie, she says, I got the comedic side working this morning. If you're getting great value, do me a favor, smash the like button, click the thumbs up, share this on your favorite social media channel. Share it. Let me smile. Take a good picture of me. Take a good picture of me. And then take that picture and put it on your favorite social media channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we want to encourage you to subscribe. All right. What did I do? Am I going backwards? We're going backwards. We're going backwards. We did tip number 5. Boom. There we go. Summary time. Summary time. There we go. Summary's coming up. Appreciate the time, those first times where you're going live stream for the first time. Appreciate those first times. Appreciate those first times where there is no viewers, where you're beginning to learn about yourself. You're learning about your flow. You're learning how to do live stream, and you don't care about views. You don't care about subscribers. You don't care about comments. You're doing it for the first time. So appreciate the time. I've been married now for a little over 21 years. Yeah, it's 21. It's 21. Been married for 21 years. And what I'm really, I'm going to put this comment up and then I'm going to finish my thought here. What I really appreciate about my 20 years of marriage is those times when me and my wife were dating for the first time, and we would go to the parks. There's a local park in that area called the Belmont Lake Park, and we would just go for a walk and we would talk. And I wouldn't have to talk, in my head, start getting as a man going, man, how can I get her more into me? How can I get her into me, wanting her to make me her man? I'm her man. I wasn't even concerned about it. I just wanted to just go for a walk and have a good conversation with her. And sometimes you just need to appreciate those first times of when you're with someone, or your first time when you're going live and having an audience. So appreciate the time. Then, learn to make audience-based content. Then the art of engagement, respect your lurkers, team replay. Hey, AJ, I appreciate you coming out, and being a part of the huddle. I know you are a busy man, working with churches on being able to have the right type of equipment to be able to live stream their services. And so please give my regards to your princess, your daughter, and would love to hook up with you in the future, sir. Thank you. Denise says here, I am already sharing an email about your live stream. I really appreciate you doing that, Denise. Man, just to be able to engage with you guys this morning lets me know that what we're talking about this morning works. Because I'm a firm believer. Don't get up on here and live stream about something you haven't tested yourself. You haven't tried yourself. In church, when a minister or a preacher has to get before a congregation and preach and share a message to his congregation, the best type of message that he or she could ever share with their congregation is the message that God gives them, which they have first experienced themselves. They have first tasted the food themselves, but then before they begin to serve themselves. You can't preach or teach something or share something you haven't applied or gone through yourself. So just to be able to have this opportunity and to share with you guys here on the huddle this morning lets me know that over these last year and a half that, hey, there were some times that I've had to appreciate when it was just myself. I had to really learn how to make audience-based content. Versus making the content I think. Give me 1 second here. We got another comment. Ken says, making a real effort here to make sure we pull up some comments and engagements. I have been one of the biggest lurkers lately, always doing something to get ready to Oh my gosh. Gets ready. So, okay, cool. I appreciate that, sir. And you know what? Even some of the best live streamers like yourself, Ken, and myself, we can be the lurkers that are just in the background, just kind of checking out the live stream, checking out the live stream, and never really engage in the comment. But you know, Ken, I kind of refer to you as the online viewer, the online viewer. Like I said, there's times when you do your show on Friday night. Yes, I'm watching SmackDown, watching Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the chief, the needle mover, my favorite wrestler right now. But then I make a point to make sure I get on your show on Friday nights. Try to engage in the comments, in the chat, not just with you but with your audience. So I consider you an online viewer, my man. Consider you more of an online viewer. Questions. I mean, this has been great. If there anyone who has any questions or comments, we'll certainly take some questions and some comments. I think next, not this week, but 2 weeks from now, we're going to try something different here on the Huddle, where we're just going to have a Huddle Q&A. We're going to talk about some of the most frequent, common, most asked questions about live streaming. We're going to talk about that in 2 weeks. Next week, we're going to talk about live stream burnout, and how it can affect us as live streamers. There's another comment. Ken says, yeah, for sure. Always listening. Yeah, you're Captain Online Listener, Mr. the AKA the bearded Linus guy. But yeah, next week we're gonna talk about live streaming burnout, how live stream burnout is real. As I've been doing my research and as I've been kind of talking with Ash, um, just the importance about why we need to protect ourselves from live stream burnout, content creation burnout. And then we're going to get more into how to recover. You know, how do you recover from online burnout? How do you recover from live stream burnout? Um, versus just saying, okay, I feel like treating it like a cold, but you don't really truly let it get it out your system. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to have a live stream Q&A. And then 2 weeks from now, those of you guys who are in the chat, Denise, Ash, because you have been the core Huddle community, you guys are going to be getting an email invite from me to be a part of the Huddle Hangout. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be at 12 o'clock, 2 weeks from today. So mark that on your calendar. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get together and just talk on a deeper level. I know we communicate in the live stream, but having the Zoom opportunity to be able to just talk for an hour, talk about our wins for the week, talk about what some of the things we're struggling with, what some of our opportunities for growth. So we're going to be doing that 2 weeks from now. So that's going to be an added on. And we're not going to open it up to everybody. We're going to open it up to the core Huddle community, those who are regularly here. And we'll share an opportunity to maybe, if you have your own live stream show and you want some critique or some feedback, what gives us an opportunity as a core group, as a community, to be able to share. So next week, live stream burnout. 2 weeks from now, live stream Q&A and the Huddle Hangout at 12 o'clock. And we're going to probably do that every other week. So that's going to our first Huddle Hangout community. So, hey guys, I want to thank you this morning for being a part of the Huddle this morning, a part of this master class. And so as we get ready to bring this to a close, we want to thank everyone that has joined us, a part of Team Live. And again, Team Replay, the crew, the posse, the online squad. We want to thank you for checking us out. Hashtag in the comments section. And if you have any suggestions or or things that you would like to see us discuss here on the Huddle that is a part of the core value of helping you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then please leave that and we will definitely check that out for you. So as we get ready to bring this show to an end, again, we want to thank everyone for checking us out. And as we close out, we always say many, 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 many. If I can get myself set for okay, there we go. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision this day. A quality decision this day. Don't take this day for granted. If you woke up this morning, do me a favor. Don't take this day for granted. Put your arms around the person that you love. Give them a big hug and let God's purpose prevail in your life. And appreciate that when the day ends, when you see each other, you know that God's purpose is prevail in your life. See you next week on the Huddle.